Today's topic is torque experienced by a current loop in a uniform magnetic field. So this is a north pole and south pole of the magnets. The magnetic lines are moving from north pole to south pole. So there is a current loop. The current loop is PQRS. The current is flowing from PQ or P to Q, Q to R to S and S to P. So by applying a Fleming's left hand rule, the force will be in this direction. For RS, the force will be in this direction. So it will be rotating in a clockwise direction. It will be rotating in a clockwise direction. So the magnetic field direction will be shown. So very simple, students. We are placing a current carrying loop in a uniform magnetic field. It shows a clockwise direction of force according to Fleming's left hand rule. So this side PQ experience a normal inward force ILB. That is the force experienced when a current carrying loop placed in a magnetic field is ILB sin theta. Here the B and the current will be in the 90 degree. So the angle is 90 degree. Sin 90 is 0. So ILB. The force experienced by the PQ is ILB and RS is ILB. So ILB. For PQ, it will be a length of this loop is B. We are taking as a B. So instead of L, we substitute B. Instead of L, we substitute B. So these two forces form a couple which exerts a torque. That's why I am saying that it is rotating in a clockwise direction. So the torque which is equal to force into perpendicular distance. Force is IBB. Then the perpendicular distance is A sin theta. How the A sin theta? So this is the upward current. This is the downward current. Upward current, downward current. So it is rotating in a clockwise direction. So the perpendicular distance is this one. Perpendicular distance is this one. So this is the angle theta, opposite side by hypotenuse. So opposite side is this one and the hypotenuse is this one. This one is a side A. So we get this is a side A. Are you able to understand? This is a side A. So theta sin theta which is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So sin theta which is equal to sin theta which is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse value is A. So this A will come here. So A sin theta. So we substitute the perpendicular distance A sin theta. Then A and B, small a and small b. Small b is a length and small a is a breadth. So A into B is gives the area of the loop. So IBB A sin theta. For n number of the turns, so we will get torque which is equal to NIBA sin theta. So we can represent I into A. I into A as a magnetic moment of the loop. So we can represent I into A as a magnetic moment of the loop for n number of the turns. So NIA which is equal to magnetic moment. So for any circular loop the current I is flowing that this is the area of the circular loop. So the magnetic moment will be represent. There will be a magnetic field arises, you know. That magnetic field has a magnetic moment. That magnetic moment value can be expressed in terms of current and area. M vector which is equal to magnetic dipole moment. Like a electric dipole moment, here it is a magnetic dipole moment. M is equal to I into A. Hence, we represent this equation torque which is equal to NIBA sin theta. So we can represent NIA as a M. So the torque which is equal to MB sin theta. So tau is equal to M vector cross B vector. This question is similar to electric dipole placed in an uniform electric field. We get tau is equal to PE sin theta. Here MB sin theta. As I already told that the direction of the torque is in the clockwise direction. When you substitute theta is equal to 0, that is tau is equal to MB sin theta. So sin 0, 0, the torque is 0. The torque is minimum when the angle between the current element or the magnetic moment and the magnetic field is 0 means the torque is minimum. When the angle between the B and the current element or the current element area, these two angle is 90 degree means it is maximum. Torque is maximum. So moving coil galvanometer. A galvanometer is a device used to detect the current in a circuit. Let us see that what is the principle of this moving coil galvanometer. A current carrying coil placed in a magnetic field experience a current dependent torque. So the torque is depends upon the current flowing in this loop, which tends to rotate the coil and produces angular deflection. So very simple, students. What we are seeing in the previous question, the torque experienced by a current carrying loop in a magnetic field is a principle for moving coil galvanometer. So this is a moving coil galvanometer. So there is a north pole and south pole. The concave pole it is there. So this is this line. So this is a coil which is inside, it is a soft iron cylinder. So the coil is wounded on the soft iron cylinder, and this will be pivoted here, okay, in the jewel bearing. This is a jewel bearing, it is pivoted here. Then the coil is connected with the outer terminal. From this terminal only the current will be passing through it. Whenever the current passes through this coil, there will be a torque experience. This is a pointer needle which we are shown in the galvanometer. In galvanometer we are able to see what the galvanometer will be like this. Okay, so here the positive point and the negative point, there will be a needle shows in the galvanometer. That needle is this one. Okay, so when this is a magnetic field moving from north pole to south pole, when the current flows through this coil, what will happen? This will experience a rotating force. So the coil will be deflected. So the deflection shows that the value of measure of current. This is the working of moving coil galvanometer. So as we take that this coil as a loop, PQRS, the same as the previous one, the force is rotating in this direction and this force is in this direction. According to the Fleming's left hand rule, the coil is rotating in a clockwise direction. The very important part in this moving coil galvanometer is this deflection is called as a torque deflection. There is a spring attached to this device. So this spring only makes the needle comes to zero after the current is switched on. When the current is switched on, the needle will shows the deflection and it will shows the current value according to torque experienced by a current carrying loop placed in a magnetic field. Then the current is switched off, there is no current in the coil. So what will happen? Automatically the coil has to be come to the zero. So that work has to be done by attaching the hairspring. So this spring will bring the needle to the zero position. That is called as a restoring deflection. This is the actual deflection. This is a restoring deflection. As usual, I shows that the QR and PS has the same equal and opposite forces. The current will be flowing in this direction. So the two equal and opposite forces in the collinear same line. So it will be cancel out each other. We have only a PQ and RS force. So this magnetic forces on the side QR and PS will equal, opposite and collinear, so that the resultant is zero. According to Fleming's left hand rule, similar to the previous question, there is a two forces PQ and RS are equal and opposite. This is a PQ and RS are equal and opposite direction. So torque is equal to force into perpendicular distance. The force is equal to NIBB. That is ILB sin theta. The theta is 90 degree. If there is a n number of the turns, so NLIB. So here the L is the length of the loop. Here the length of the loop is B. We are taking the length of the loop as B and the breadth of the loop as A. So NIBB into perpendicular distance is A sin theta. As we are explained in the previous question, this is a current moving in the upward direction. This is a current moving in the downward direction. This is the breadth of the loop A. So the opposite side, the perpendicular distance is A sin theta. So the same value A sin theta. So AB will become a area of the loop. So NIBA sin theta. Here the angle between the B and the A is 90 degree, means maximum torque. That is we are seeing in the previous question, case 2. When theta is equal to 90 degree, the torque tau is equal to NIBA. It is a maximum deflection. The same thing happens because the angle between the B and the A is 90 degree. How, sir? So if it is this is a coil. Let us assume that my finger is a coil. So the my hand shows that upward direction means the area vector will be shows in the pen direction. The magnetic field is moving in from north pole to south pole. The coil is placed in this direction. Both are perpendicular, so that is shown here 90 degree. The torque deflects through the coil alpha. So what will happen when the current is switch off? It has to be come to the zero. So that has to be done by a restoring torque is set up in a coil due to the spring. That is restoring torque is equal to alpha. So how much it is deflected, that the same restoring torque has to be given by the spring. So the deflecting torque must be equal to restoring torque. Deflecting torque is NIBA. Restoring torque is how much angle it is deflected by the deflecting torque into K is the spring constant. So in equilibrium, restoring torque is equal to deflecting torque. So K alpha which is equal to NIBA, alpha is equal to NBA KI. That means the current and the deflection are directly proportional. Simply we can write that we will bring this one this side. I is equal to K NBA alpha. So I is directly proportional to the deflection. This is a galvanometer constant. G is a galvanometer constant which is equal to KNBA, which is equal to KNBA. G is a galvanometer constant or current reduction factor. So this is a working how the current, the deflection is directly proportional to the current, or the deflection of this coil shows that measure of the current. We can say that the figure of merit of the galvanometer is defined as current which produces a deflection of one scale division is called as a figure of merit. For one scale division, for one scale deflection, one single deflection, what is the how much current we needed? So G which is equal to I by alpha. So we know that I is equal to G alpha. If you bring this alpha here, this galvanometer constant is called as a, so the galvanometer constant is equal to figure of merit. So current sensitivity can be explained as IS which is equal to current sensitivity is equal to alpha by I. Galvanometer constant is I by alpha. So current sensitivity is alpha by I. That is a reciprocal of the galvanometer constant NBA by K. Voltage sensitivity is alpha by V. Alpha by V. According to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So alpha by I is equal to NBA by K into R. This is the R. So clearly we come to the conclusion voltage sensitivity is equal to current sensitivity by the resistance. So here students, so just we are explained that what is the working and theory of the moving coil galvanometer in detail. So this is a diagram for the moving coil galvanometer. I will upload the PDF screenshot. I will take the scan. I will scan all the pages and upload in the Google Classroom. You can copy it from this. Thank you, students.